Hi everybody, and because you're seeing my mug right here, you know it must be Friday, and it is. I'm going to insert a little bit from last week's Friday night dinner. We won't have this next week because the people that we usually go to dinner with are out of town. So I hope you enjoy our dinner from last week.
Just slide your booty around the other side.
So, problems? Hi. Say hi.
Hello.
You're gonna fall over backwards.
Now I got all y'all though.
Are you taking videos of you or
Get
just
your concussion.
We're out on our Friday night dinner date thing. Oh my gosh, this is so awkward. Mom's usually been the one vlogging, but now it's me. I'm very comfortable. You can't see me, but there's Allison. She just subscribed to our channel because she just did it. So
Here
Jordan
tonight.
used to be in the family, but now.
Tonight, we have 2 new people out of the family. Well, Addie's an old one out of the family. Addie's not here and Jordan's not here. So
Yep.
they're out of the family.
okay, Jordan had been here in forever.
Yeah, he has.
Oh,
Since last week's video.
And then there's them. They're not backlit, Mom.
From here.
And then
they're
there's Mr. David and then Miss Kathleen. Yep. I already showed you Allison, so.
Well, let's not talk about it anymore.
He's just shocked at you.
I just shot. Yeah, I know. I mean, how y'all? What y'all say?
Yeah, it came from this mouth right here.
It went straight above me.
I was gonna get it. Sorry. Quit playing, girl. I told you not to do that. Young, you can't do nothing with them. I tell you what.
Okay, appetizer.
Oh, both of them.
And I will get you some more to drink.
Ours down here.
What's y'all at?
And that's what? That's
It's
fried
sharing.
ravioli, right?
We're sharing.
What is that?
Fried raviolis. Y'all want to try one? They had them on. I'm sorry. I just want to be nice.
Show that
Funny.
Now turn it off. Why I can tell her she can't have one.
Greek fries, yum yum.
Oh yeah. Pass me a plate, please.
Yum.
We gonna try.
Do you guys notice that Curt always wears a hat? That's one thing about him. He's always wearing a hat. I told him the other day he needed a haircut. He acknowledges it too. But realistically, you would never know the man needed a haircut because you can't really see his hair at all. But he came home the other day and his hat had sticky stuff all over it because he was back in the back where they're screen printing. And I told him he needed a new hat. But then I started thinking, no, you don't need a hat. Let me show you why. Okay, this is one place that he stores his hats. So, this one he wore July 4th. I love it. Okay, so summer hat. Pretty much summer hat. These hats, that one right there, I think Addie used to wear. But here's another one, summer hat. You can see some of his little Disney pins on there. He's worn that one to Disney. So at this point, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then there's one under there. So that's 6. That's just in one place. All right, in the bedroom, there's one. There's another one. Actually, there's 2 there. Okay, there's one underneath there. So there's 2. Then there's another place over here that I put for him to put his hats. And here we go. There's one. This is one of my favorites. And I think that was a gift to him. Here's one. Here's one. Here's one. When it's really cold, he'll wear that one. So you see already. The first ones were in the living room. Now we're in the den. So here's one. And here are 2 more. So you got 1, 2 there. And now look at this one. Ta-da! This one is the one that he wore when we went to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party back in October. He was Dreamfinder, and I was Figment. I'll try to put in a picture of that right now. I told you all that one of the things that I always keep in the freezer is meatballs. Another thing that I always try to keep in the freezer is pizza crust. So I'm going to show you how I make pizza crust. Actually, it's just the Pioneer Woman pizza crust recipe. So I'm going to go ahead and put it out there right now. It's not mine. It's her recipe. So I'm going to work on that. I'm going to show you what I did. I'm going to try to take this step by step. The first thing that I did was I got 4 cups of flour in the mixer, in the mixing bowl. I read somewhere that somebody uses bread flour instead of regular flour. I've tried it. I don't see a whole big difference in it. I have a teaspoon of salt that I'm going to mix in there. I'm going to put that in the mixer in just a minute. Right now, I'm heating up some water. I need to get the yeast ready. Watching back over my video, I realized that I said 1 and 1 cup of water. I had to delete that. So I mixed the yeast with 1 and 1/2 cup of warm water. Don't you love my mixer? It's yellow. I love it. The first thing I'm going to do is incorporate the salt into the flour. So I'm going to just turn it on and just let it incorporate for just a few seconds. It won't take too long. And while I did that, or while the water's getting warm, another thing I did was I coated a bowl with olive oil, because this is where the pizza dough is going to go when I'm finished. I put it in here, let it rise for 2 to 3 days in the fridge, and then I take it out. It makes 2 pizza crusts. So sometimes I'll use one and then freeze one, or sometimes depending on what I'm doing, I'll freeze both of them. Right now though, I have this many in the freezer, and this week I got one of those things of Pillsbury, which is good, but Curt told me not as good as homemade. He said, it's all right. So I told him I'd get some of these in the freezer this week. All right, the yeast mixture is ready. I've mixed it in warm water, and I'll be using it in just a few minutes. The first thing I do, I'm gonna lock the mixer. The first thing I do, turn it on, not too high. I have 1/3 cup of olive oil, and I'm going to drizzle this in there. You like my Mickey? Yeah, my Mickey measuring cups, aren't they cute? So I've got 1/3 cup of olive oil. I'm going to let that incorporate for just a minute. But here again, I can see the flour still on the sides. So I'm going to scrape it off. Here you go. A little bit of olive oil in there. And now I'm about to put the yeast mixture in. And let's hope the camera doesn't fall. Put this back on. This is a lifesaver if you don't have one. I think they come with mixers now. But now I'm just going to put the yeast mixture in, and it's going to incorporate. I'm turning it up just a little bit. It's really starting to come together. The one thing about this pizza dough that I have found is different than the others. This one is more gummy, but I will tell you, it is still the best pizza dough that I've made out of the ones that I've done before. Now, this is why you have to make sure that you have enough olive oil in this pan, because this is sticky and gooey. So, I'm getting ready to get it out and put it in this bowl. But I've got a little bit of flour on my hands to keep it from sticking to my hands so much. And I remember the first time I made this, I thought, there's absolutely no way this is going to work. But I will tell you, you will be pleasantly surprised and pleasantly happy when you make this pizza dough. So I'm going to get it out in this pan now. In this bowl, sorry. In this bowl. And like I said, see how gooey and gummy it is? But I have just about all of it. Now, this doesn't look like much, but this actually makes 2 pizza crusts. It's going to rise and it's going to double in size over the next 3 days. That's how long I usually leave it in. So, next week you'll get to see what the crust looks like, and I'll make a pizza and show you. Honestly, my favorite pizza is margarita pizza. And I'm not sure if I can find good tomatoes and good basil leaves, because I like it with fresh tomatoes. I know sometimes some places, you know, will make it with sun-dried tomatoes and things like that. I don't like it. But here we are. This is what it looks like. Yes, it is not pretty right now, but I'll show it to you next week after it rises. So, next step. All I'm going to do now is take it and cover it in the refrigerator and keep it in there. I'll put plastic wrap over it, but plastic wrap doesn't stay very well, so I usually put aluminum foil on top of it also. And then that way, it'll be ready to go. Hope you enjoyed. I had said that I was going to talk to you guys a little bit about a couple of things. We have said before, you know, that Addie has been accepted to Georgia Southern. She got her official letter this week. So, I'm going to insert a picture of her right now. Paula made her voice coach cry this week. Not for a bad reason. If you don't know anything about Paula yet, she has a beautiful voice. I'm not going to put the whole song in here because it's almost 3 minutes, but I have about a 30-minute snippet of it that I want to play for you right here. Somewhere over the rainbow, baby, bluebirds fly. Birds fly over the rainbow. Why, then why can't I? All right, everybody. My novel is finished. I have a hard copy here that we printed off. 281 pages. Of course, that's an 11 point, so it'll be a little bit longer if it's 12 point. I have the title covered up. I don't want anybody to steal the title of it, so you never know. But if anybody knows agents, publishers, anybody else that might be able to help me out, let me know. Well, that's it for this week. So until next Friday, we're keeping you on your toes.